Good morning, Marion Elementary. Miss Allen here. It is Tuesday, April the 7th, and today I'm going to talk to you about data, the different kinds of data that we have, and the types of graphs that we put that data on to make it easier to read. So first, what is data, right? Well, data is just a collection of information. Any kind of information that you collect, that's data. Okay, I have some data that I collected as a teacher yesterday. So this is a little pie chart, and it tells me how many of you got the question of the day correct yesterday. It tells me how many of you chose each question. And as you can see, the majority got that question right. So that is how I use data as a teacher. Coming up in November, we're going to go out and we're going to vote. And people are going to collect that data from all the different states, and they're going to determine who our president's going to be for the next 4 years. Right now in the news, you see all kinds of data on this virus that's going around. So collecting it and putting it into a graph or a chart is very, very important, okay? We're going to talk about 3 different kinds of data today and the different graphs that we put them on. I am going to scoot my camera over so you can see my board, because I'm going to just be posting some papers up, almost like a chart. Okay, so I'm just going to rotate it there. We talked about, Miss Allen can't get her act together this morning. Data. Okay. What it is, a collection of information. All right. The first kind of data that we're going to talk about is categorical data, okay? And that is data represented with categories, okay, in word form, such as what is your eye color? What's your shoe size? What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Okay? If we collect that kind of data, it is called categorical data, all right? When we gather that information, just to make it easier to read, we use a bar graph to put that categorical data on. Okay. On this bar graph, they have your favorite subject. What's your favorite subject? So maybe they asked that question, they went around to their classmates, and then they put it nice and neat on a bar graph so it's easier to read. The next kind of data we're going to talk about is numerical data. Okay. This is data that can be measured or counted with numbers. So when you see numerical, you think of numbers automatically, okay? This kind of data, a question would be, what is the temperature? How tall are you? Things like that, okay? So numerical data. And when we gather this information, we put it on a line plot, okay? This particular line plot graphs how many goals someone scored, okay, possibly in a soccer game. Now, there's one more type of data that we're going to talk about, and it is data that changes over time, okay? And we put that on a line graph. I'm trying to get this held up so you guys can see it, and I'm moving it the wrong way. All right, a graph showing data that changes over time, okay? And that is a line graph. Now, on this particular line graph, they wanted to see how many seals come out at seal point over years. So you can see at 2008, 25 seals came out. Then the next year, 2009, 40 seals came out. 2010, 35. 2011, 30, 2012, 35, and 2013, 45. So they take that information over the years and they graph it onto a line graph. So I'm just going to put that right here on the bottom. I'm going to take a picture of this and post it on Google Classroom just so you guys can kind of keep that fresh in your mind. Okay, I'm going to turn it back over here. So now we know the different types of data that we can collect, the types of graphs that we put those on. Okay, yesterday's word problem was which graph would be most appropriate to show a change in a child's height from January to December? Okay, and the answer to that was a line graph. So if you answered line graph, you got that question correct. Good job. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about line graphs, reading them, and we're going to answer some questions about a line graph that I have. Okay, I hope everybody's doing great. I miss you guys, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Tune in tomorrow for that lesson on line graphs.